Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show where, after the collision, we sift through
the wreckage.
Excuse me. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't done this in a while. Excuse me. Me. Boy.
I am your host, Jimmy T. He is the best in the world, Jaime the Vet Williams, and making his comeback, a magnanimous comeback, a glorious comeback from somewhere on a secret assignment on the West Coast. Prof, welcome back to your show, man. What's going on?
No, this is not my show. This is your show, Jimmy. This is the best show,
Prof.
It's not mine either. I inherited this somehow,
well,
just like you.
It wasn't
we
mine
say that
either.
this is totally Jimmy's show.
It was really Chris's show, and I wasn't
That's
really
right.
the original part of it, per se,
right.
funny enough. But anyway, it's ours now.
I'm here to accentuate the show, to elevate the show, to make it glorious. And you can't get more glorious than the three-man team that is us.
Well,
that's what? Excalibur, you're Tony Schiavone, I'll be Brian.
whoa. Wait a minute, did you just call Vet Excalibur? Oh,
How
no.
dare you talk about me like that?
Jesus Christ.
I'll just give
Anyway,
it a
boys.
credence. That's all. I'll just give it a credence.
Oh, that was nice. But anyway, like this saying Texas says, the three-man band is back. Now my Sundays are complete. Thank you, man. It means the world to all of us. But Vet,
Yeah.
been a bit of a stale week, shall we say, about, when it comes to pro wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It just seems a bit meh.
Yeah. Well, they can't all be winners.
Well, that's true. And Prof, now that you've come back
Wait.
to it,
Jimmy, I'm just going to say this. You know what the thing is? I could see where Vet is going, meh. I could see him being down. And for the Haminites, why am I so energized? It's because when you get 2 weeks off from doing the wreckage, when you get 2 weeks off of maybe not really paying attention to AEW, it's really, therapeutic, Vet. I bet if you took 2 weeks off and you come back 2 weeks later, you would have
Wow.
a smile on your face, you have a glow in your eye, you'd be ready. The word "man" would never come out of your mouth. That's what it is. I think that's why I'm so energetic and ready to go.
wow.
So I am literally ill, so that
Oh.
may have something to do with it.
Oh, really?
But I'd still probably wouldn't be as excited as you with a refreshed 2 weeks off.
Yes.
Damn, Vet. I know you're a machine, and I don't think you've ever taken a day off on any show that I can remember.
There's no sick pal.
Wow. And he's sick too, and he's still here. I mean, I take my hat off to you, Vet. That I appreciate. But you didn't have to turn up if you were sick, dude.
Too late now. Here we are.
Well, yeah, here we are. Exactly.
Speaking
Well,
of that, as Cold-Blooded points out, the body cam footage we finally.
oh yeah, I've got it right here. Do you guys want to check it out?
Why not?
All right, check this out. Great timing, actually, as a matter of fact. So
The-
this is
the
Vince
body-
McMahon.
The body cam footage is Vet's Robitussin. That will make him feel very good.
He's an idiot, straight up. But check this out.
No, I don't.
All right. Why were you driving over 100 miles an hour?
It's my granddaughter's birthday. I got to get this the next
All
exit.
right. Did you see me trying to catch up to you behind you?
I didn't see that. I saw lights, but it didn't look normal.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to you, and you keep taking off.
Oh, no. I'm not trying to outrun you.
I know. I understand that, but that's why I was very confused. All right? Because it wasn't like you were running. It was just like you almost hit, I think, 115 miles an hour. All right? And then you just hit someone because you weren't paying attention. Were you looking at your phone?
No, trying to drive. No, I'm not looking at my
The person was right in front of you. There's got to be a reason you hit him.
No, I haven't been driving my car in God knows how long.
All right. It was right in front of you. You went straight at it at 100 miles an hour. I'm just making sure you're not having a medical condition or anything.
I don't
Do you need an ambulance?
No, it's not.
All right. Just your registration. Is your license in here?
No, it's in my pocket.
All right.
I've been driven this car quite some time.
Fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, too fast.
It's too fucking fast, pal. I mean, seriously, what a friggin' idiot. Now, I want to ask you first, Vet. Rick felt that he seemed disheveled somewhat. I don't think he really did look that disheveled, but do you think he did?
I mean, compared to what?
Well, exactly. Right. That's why I just don't see it. But just him just out of nowhere, going berserk. It's just so, what's the word? Bipolar.
Well, all I can tell you is that we need to get Triple H out of creative and get this guy back in, right? This is exactly who we want. You can't even drive in a straight line without plowing into somebody. Fucking moron. What a fucking bum. What a fucking piece of shit. As if you needed any more, like, you know, stuff to evidence or whatever that, you know.
Well,
I'm not surprised.
No, definitely not. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell did he go from he was in the left lane, it looked like, and then went on to back on the right into the ditch. Like, how the fuck did he do that? But Prof, can you figure out how he did that?
Actually, I can. It's very logistical right now. The Janelle Grant cultists were chasing Vince McMahon down, and Vince McMahon was driving 90 miles an hour. So actually, he was trying to protect Janelle Grant's character, and that's why he crashed into another car, and that was it. You know, he was trying to do the right thing. But I know he's a piece of shit. We know this, but you know what? He was just running away from. He was in fear of his life. That's what it was. He was in fear of his life from these cultists. He had to drive.
CM Punk was on the road, is what you're saying.
Somebody was on the road chasing him down. He knew somebody was behind him. That's what it is. Jimmy, you're right. It could be bipolarism. But when you're bipolar and you look at the rearview mirror and you think somebody's chasing you, that's what happens. So he thought it was a Janelle Grant cultist van just driving down.
Well, speaking of Janelle
bipolar, it was a bit like he would have hit 2 poles if he kept going. That's the kind of bipolar we're talking about. Do you also like how whatever he said to try to defend himself made no sense? Like,
it didn't make sense.
He's like, this car's like, yeah, it's a fast car. He's like, too fast. What do you mean too fast? Like, what does that mean? What are you talking about?
He's the one controlling it.
It's not like a gas pedal is on or off. No. You know what I mean?
It's true.
He was lied to by his car dealership vet. You know this. He was expecting. This is what Vince McMahon. This is the reputation of Vince McMahon. We expected this ever since his WWE days in the office. He expects certain things. He expects his food a certain way, his drink chill at a certain degree. So why not expect his car to not go that fast, pal? He expects certain things. He expects perfection. He's gonna fire his car dealership. He's gonna fire his mechanic. He's gonna get new people. You know this.
Wow, that's so true. He would if he could, 100%. The fact that he didn't have control is what pissed him off. That's what it really is. Mm-hmm. He lost control, literally. You know what I mean? So he's like,
probably sneezed is what happened. Yeah.
And Jimmy, Jimmy, he's gonna literally bury his car. That's what it is. He's gonna bury his car next week on Raw if he could. That's what he would have done.
Oh man, he would 100%. But keeping with Vince, have you guys seen the latest text messages that have come out the last couple of days? I don't even know if I want to read it out because it's pretty bad. It's very bad. And I mean, like, this guy's a legit cuck. Like, he gets off literally on watching a group of black
These are different than the ones that came out years ago?
Yeah, these are different, but it's still along the same, like, context, though. Like, he's basically saying, like, he's gonna watch a group of black dudes screw the fuck out of her, right? In every hole, as he says, right?
Right.
And then after they're done, right, he's gonna like unleash on her after that.
Okay, well, yeah, actually, it does sound like the old text messages. I mean, some of these were already released, so I just thought it would be like the same ones.
No, this one it wasn't the same, but it's along the same bullshit.
Jimmy, I love the New Day. Please don't bury them, please. I don't care about New Day text messages. Okay?
That's true.
Let it go. Let it go.
I'm
The
just
real
glad I'm
news.
not.
Wait, the real news. Whether
What's that?
for the Haminites agree with it or not. We again, Vince McMahon's a piece of shit. But that press conference and Vet, you didn't see it. I didn't even see. I just certain
got it here.
paragraphs about it. But I'm just
I've got a
saying.
2-minute version.
Okay, you want to do that, and then I'll say.
Do you guys want to check it out? Because I smell fishiness over here, and I'm not talking about. Anyway, just check this out, because I've got a feeling she's blaming not just Vince, but the company too.
And my situation. So, does it look like we work in a safe environment when the destination point, if you're hurt, is weaponized use of your experience on live TV every Monday night for months? By their actions and by their reactions, that says a lot more about current leadership than it says about me. So, how do we make change in the world? By showing up in it, especially when it's a tough conversation. To the board of TKO, if you didn't know this part of your origin story, now you know. I hope you will have conversations with us. I will hope you have conversations amongst yourselves, and I hope that you don't rely on old instincts with new insight. All of you have some say in how my life turns out from here, including how quickly I may be able to move on and find help and healing. And leadership perhaps means stepping into the unknown, listening and discussing things, even when they're hard, being willing to take first steps like we are all right now here today. I mean, this is the second time I've ever even spoken about this. I would have thought there would be one more time by now, right? But it's been the feds and you, so thank you. And in conclusion, because speaking of healing, there are organizations like the Alliance who are willing to help people like me. And I'm committed to paying it forward and supporting others as they have supported me. I hope this time has helped to enlighten and educate and empower you in service of clarity that lead to dignified and productive conversations that create solutions. And when the right people meet at the right time for the right reasons, mountains can move. We're already taking steps forward today. The people in this room, the people listening, and we're all working forward to evolve, to create something safer and break the cycles that have caused so much fear and so much hurt and so much loss and grief for far too long. On a positive note, I want to say thank you for your time. I look forward to speaking with you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Guys, I don't want to start first. I've said my piece on a smack attack, but I want to see what you guys think first. I'll go to you, Vet. What do you take out of that? Now, the real full-length one goes for over 15 minutes. This was just, I just cut a lot of it. You know what I mean? Just you got the gist of it. Basically, what do you think is going on here?
What do you mean? What's going on?
Well, all right. No, look, I don't want to be a prick. All right.
First question. Why is everything why was this shot on like a Motorola Razr? Like, is there no technology that we could get whatever. Anyways, so go ahead. What was your question?
Well, basically, obviously she's blaming TKO. Now, people are saying also, like, not just blaming TKO, but do you remember that Judgment Day storyline that everyone's pointing to? That apparently, and this is what she was pointing out. Apparently,
okay.
Now, do you think she's paranoid, or do you think they were really playing up on, what's going on between her and Vince?
It could definitely have been a rib that they were doing, like, because they figured it's like, well, it's vague enough that nobody will figure it out, but this is kind of what they do, so it's not off base to say that. As far as like blaming TKO, what I heard her say was that because this all happened before the acquisition, so
right. Well, I don't know why she brought up. She did say TKO.
Yeah, because she said if you didn't know that this is the company you bought, now you know. That's basically.
Oh, well, that's true, right? Well, I'm sure they knew, just quietly.
I mean, I'm sure some people knew, but you can't think that everybody that works for a company top to bottom is aware of
Of course.
the daily goings on of another company that's during the acquisition,
Right.
that they acquire. That it's nobody's keeping tabs on all this, so they're gonna be, it's just the people that would be close to Vince McMahon that might know, and even they might not know. Like I don't think Ari Emanuel, for example, may have been privy to every little thing that was going on in Vince's bedroom.
No, I'm sure.
Unless Vince is, telling
But then
him.
again, right? And then
Yeah,
again,
I'm saying, but only that guy, not like only guys like that, not like the normal people that work in the office or even some of the other executives would know this kind of stuff.
It's true.
So,
well, Prof, what did you take out of that?
I mean, whatever side of the aisle anybody is on this, I looked at it objectively. This was not a good press conference for her.
She did not
look good. She did not have it didn't make her look anything except what people have been saying for years. Vince McMahon is a piece of shit, but Vince McMahon was a sugar daddy with money. And once the money was cut off, then she turned vindictive and then she cried rape. And that's the worst thing for women because, again, rape, I don't want, all those, very sensitive subjects that women face in corporate America. And then she took advantage of it. And this is just what I'm getting. This is my take. She took advantage of it. And then once the money, drowned out and emptied, she did what she had no choice but to do. Then she's looking like Katie Vick from a previous episode of Raw. She's not looking she's trying to look like an angel.
Right, again, exactly. That was all perfectly done, I felt too. Right.
This was perfectly choreographed, perfectly organized by her lawyers. And this probably will go into a money settlement. This is what she wanted all along. Did she want justice against Vince McMahon? No, she just wanted the money that was due to her and all that stuff. That's just my humble opinion. And people, again, say what you will about Vince McMahon. The only one that I will say that I believe that a certain rape happened was back in the 80s with that female referee.
Right.
That
was the limo you're talking about, right?
That was justice that needed to be done. I don't know what happened with the case, Jimmy. If you remember that, then please.
No, I do. I remember it. But nothing came of it, though.
Nothing came of it. That's injustice. That lady went through heartache, pain, emotionally, financially, all that stuff. That's not fair. This one, people even showed a timeline of the gifts that Vince McMahon gave her.
Yeah, I saw that too. Right.
She was if she was emotionally damaged, then don't accept the second gift. Don't accept the third gift. Don't accept the fourth gift. Don't accept the fifth gift. After the first gift,
20th gift.
Right. And then if you talk about trafficking and the text message to Brock Lesnar, I'm going to share you with him and whatever the case may be. But you accepted the 20th gift. Sorry. If people will have reasonable doubt, and that's where the jury will come in, that word for logistics, reasonable doubt, that's all on a silver platter. Whatever the case may be, whatever the way you feel about Vince McMahon, the facts don't lie. This was a sugar daddy. Cut her off. That's it.
Look, just before I take it to you, Vic, because it looks like you want to say something about that.
No, he got ill because he's hearing this Janelle Grant stuff. He's trying to get that Robitussin back into his system.
Well, I don't blame him.
I'm definitely ill.
But in saying that, to give her the benefit of the doubt, I agree with you, Prof. Just so you know. But to give her the benefit of the doubt, you can also say she was groomed. You know what I mean? To accept those gifts and whatnot and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man. It's a tricky sort of situation, obviously. But I do feel this was I hate saying it, but it did feel like a bit of an act, even the way she was dressed. But I don't want to give her the benefit of the doubt in saying that too. We could be wrong.
Jimmy, did you read the 67 pages?
I did, not all of it, but I read quite a few pages of it.
You didn't. Professor, did you read the 67 pages?
No, I didn't.
Okay. There's nothing else to say. If you read the 67 pages, you would see the timeline laid out of how everything happened, even though it's only her word for it. every word that she says sounded like something that would have really happened. And we just watched a video that shows you what Vince McMahon is like, right?
Right, that's true. Right.
Okay. And it corroborates all the stories we've heard of, like, how many stories have you heard about people who drove in the car with Vince McMahon and were scared to ever ride with him again, right? And then you see that video. Okay. There it is. Now she wrote out, not she, but everybody, whatever her team, they put together that 67-page complaint, the timeline that goes into graphic detail on all of these things in a timeline fashion from one step to another. And you will see that this all lines up with everything that you would have thought about these people to begin with. All the things that people have been saying all over the years, and not just the things that are like the stuff that fans obviously know. But I'm talking about people on the inside, the people that have worked around Vince McMahon, the people that have worked around Johnny Ace, the people that have worked around all these people, that things that they would know. This is not something that was concocted to try to get money. You have to read the complaint to understand. If you don't read the complaint, you're going to come to the conclusion that it's a sugar daddy and he cut the money off. But that's an ignorant take. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you that. You have to actually understand. It does not come across as disingenuous to me. As I was reading, it was horrific. I actually wouldn't wish anybody to read the 67 pages because it's worse than you think and it's worse than you can imagine. But I could definitely understand. And whatever anybody wants to talk about her public appearance or any of these speaking engagements now, well, yeah, as a result of what happened to her, she's lucky that she looks this good. So, you know, before anybody takes a strong stance on it, go ahead and read the 67 pages. It's public information. Anybody can do it.
You know what?
I have no reason. I have no reason to doubt anything that she said. So not saying that there could be things here or there that are, you know, designed to make her look good. But even if you don't believe it,
it's all hearsay. Right. We know.
But
this.
even
it's her vision. Forget her version.
Yeah. So I'm saying. So, but I'm telling you, even knowing that, when I read it, I still believe it. And look at the actions of the other parties. Look at what Johnny Ace has done. Does that look like the action of innocent man? Do you go back and forth deciding you're going to be on this legal team, that legal team? That you're going to say, oh yeah, I'm with Vince McMahon. No, actually, I'm the victim. All that stuff. Does that sound like an innocent man? None of these people are doing innocent actions. If you're innocent, you don't have to move to arbitration. If you're Vince McMahon and you're a psychopath that wants to prove that you're innocent no matter what, you're going to take it to a full trial and you're going to prove it because you're innocent. But he's trying to get it moved to arbitration. He's trying to settle. It's not going to work. She's not going to settle because it's not about the money. So, you know, all this stuff, if you really look at it and lay it all out, it will make sense. But if you want to oversimplify it, then yeah, that's what it looks like.
I can't argue that. You know what? I should reserve judgment until I've read the whole thing. You're right. I mean, that's fair enough. And then I should, you know, obviously give my opinion properly. I did try to read it, but it was just too much to go through at the time. And then I gave up on it. But
I highly doubt very many people read it.
You're probably right. 100%. You're probably right. I'll read it and then I'll get back to you guys on that one. You know what I mean? Just quietly, because now I feel like an idiot in some ways after Vet explained it like that. I mean,
but I mean, here's the thing, Jimmy. How long have we been doing these shows? But it's like we've been talking about this for so many years.
Right.
It's like you keep forgetting because these things keep getting brought back up, and the stuff that I said years ago. Anybody can go back and check the tapes to what I said. You know, I said I talked about this when it was fresh. I talked about this when it gets brought up or whatever. I keep saying the same things. You know what I mean? But if it drags on long enough, people don't remember. Like they just.
It's true.
It's just that's just how it's going to be.
Jimmy, Jimmy, that's right. The reputation and what we've heard about Vince McMahon over the years, and this is not even.
I know, that's what I mean. We should have been it too, because we do know that, right?
And there has been NDAs of other women, so I even forget the other names of the other women, but they accepted the NDA. So again, there is reasonable doubt. But I didn't read the 67 pages. I'll get you on that one. You're totally right. I'm just saying for the court itself, if he wants to move it to arbitration. You're right. That's the goal that he wants. Does he have reasonable doubt to get there? people probably will say, yeah, there is reasonable doubt to get to that point. That's all I'm just going to say.
Yeah, and as far as the NDA thing, she was under the NDA, and they broke the NDA by reporting that the stuff that was not to be disclosed in that, the WWE reported that to the New York Times and put her name out there. Don't forget that.
Yeah, why did they do that?
They broke the NDA.
Right, so why?
That she wasn't breaking. They broke it, and then they tried to flip it on her. So again, a little piece of information that people conveniently forget.
But why would they do that? What was the motivation behind that, you think, Vet?
To embarrass her, to bring her down.
That backfired big time, though.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Because these people are idiots, Jimmy.
Get the credibility out.
Well, they're carnies. They all think think they're fucking slick. They're just like the guy at the what do you call it? You know, where you throw the bottle stand, you know, where you throw the softball at the bottles to try to knock them over. They think they're going to get one over on you, but you're just some fucking hick at a carnival stand, and you're trying to swim with the big boys, you know, and all your carny bullshit doesn't always work, you know, when you're in the corporate world where people really do this for a living.
Fucking weirdos, man.
And oh yeah, and let's not forget. Speaking of sharks, remember how Jerry McDevitt retired conveniently right before all this stuff happened?
Right, because he knew he was fucked. He couldn't do nothing about it. Right.
Yeah, like I said, the signs are all there. If you know,
he wanted
Stevie Ray says,
he wanted to retire.
Know how to read the tea leaves.
Undefeated. No, Vet. No. He wanted to retire undefeated. That was it. When you know you go out on top, that's what it is. You don't want to hang on.
Exactly.
Hang on
exactly. He knew he saw this case and knew he would be defeated, and that's why it was the perfect time to retire undefeated.
And mind you, he's gotten Vince out of just about anything and everything, and it looks like he even knew himself. Nah, sorry, Vince, but I can't do my magic over here, you know. But this could probably stretch on for God knows how long longer. I mean, it has been years already, which is bizarre that it's still going. But anyway,
money is the attrition, Jimmy. Remember that.
Of course,
you got the resources behind it, it will go on for a long time. That's why Vince has that. Don't worry, money.
She can sell off her Saudi tea set and keep it going a little bit longer.
The Saudi tea set, Jesus. That was one of the presents. Funny enough, right? Anyways, let's get into other news because you know we've gone from pretty sick to less sick, but it's about Britt Baker because she's been spotted. And she did a little red carpet interview with Sports Illustrated. And this is what one of the topics discussed included Baker's thoughts about her not being retired from her wrestling career for a reason for her current lengthy absence away from the ring. This is what she had to say. I would say, no, I'm not retired. Baker also gave her thoughts about her message to fans and her thanks for the support they have showed towards her. She says, I just love that the fans are still talking about me. Keep the chatter up because I love it. Stay tuned. And get this. This is weird, dude. This gets weird. So she thanks the fans. And now she also says about her thoughts about how she no longer works as a full-time dentist due to safety reasons over threats from some wrestling fans. And this is what she had to say. As much as I love the wrestling fans, they're a little passionate, sometimes for their own good and my own safety. It got a little carried away sometimes with some scary wrestling fans wanting to come and kill me because I'm a bad guy. Now, I don't know if she's just working right there by saying that stupid because it sounds dumb. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised, Vet, that these sickos would literally go and get their teeth done because it's freaking Britt Baker.
They would definitely would.
I mean,
that's the only way they're going to get Britt Baker in their mouth for sure.
Oh, shit. Nice. That's actually good. Well,
I'll just say this, Jimmy, because the math ain't mathing. Sickos don't use deodorant at AEW shows. So why would sickos care about having their teeth cleaned by Dr. Britt Baker?
Because she's AEW talent. Come on.
This is clear. Did you read the 67-page report, Vet? Mercedes Moné lovers are doing this to Britt Baker. Poor Britt Baker. I read the 67-page manifesto right there. I'm just saying. But
where is freaking?
I mean, I know they've always been meaning to get their teeth worked on, and this was the perfect excuse, right?
Of course,
absolutely. And they'll pay freaking an arm and a leg to get it done too. It seems. But do you believe it?
But Jimmy, let me just ask you this, because this is a great example because we look at both sectors like when a WWE wrestler is out of television or maybe
Right.
just relegated to main event. Well, they say that's not television, but main event is still main event, guys, no matter what. At least WWE, from a WWE standpoint, they have no creative. When an AEW wrestler sometimes has a week of television, 2 weeks of television, has a match on Dynamite, has a match on Collision, there is some kind of momentum. There's some kind of program that we hopefully will see manifest itself. Then it just disappears. Remember that time Britt Baker just looked at somebody and then just disappeared? That's the example. The AEW side is kind of weird with Tony Khan that they just disappear without a trace.
Literally.
That's the problem I have. At least the WWE, that Triple H, I got nothing for you. You want to see them on TV, but I got nothing for you. And you can actually accept we got no creative for you. Tony Khan gives you a match, then makes you disappear again for 6 months. I don't get it.
That's just bizarre. Vin, any closing thoughts?
No, I also wonder where she is and why this has such a mysterious thing around it, why nobody has any answers. I think she's probably signed some NDAs as well. So
yeah, I mean, no, really, she probably has. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on between her and AEW and Tony Khan. Something's going on clearly because she was the favorite at one point to now being the complete outcast. And she's a great talent for AEW, right? So, I mean, she will only make their women's division better. Even I'm not the biggest fan of hers, but she was one of their biggest stars as, on the female side of things. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Speaking of, though, with AEW, this is even more bizarre. This is about Deonna Purrazzo actually commenting on feeling disappointed over not having defended her Ring of Honor Women's Pure title yet. So this is what she had to say.
There you go.
Well, this is a good example about what Tony Khan does, and she's a champ. But this is what she had to say. I think I'm a little disappointed to not have defended my championship yet. I am constantly trying to rack my brain of what else can I do? And what more can I do? And how much more of myself can I give? And for that not being reciprocated in any environment, not just in Ring of Honor, it's really defeating for me. A lot of my self-worth comes from my work and my body of work, and being able to participate actively and feel like I am making a difference in women's wrestling. I don't know how and what else I can do to change that. So for me, it was saying, okay, if I'm not going to get these opportunities here, I need to stay ready. I need to stay crisp for when they do come. It's really defeating. It's really upsetting. But at the end of the day, this is business, and I have to continue to run my own at whatever stakes that costs. And for me, and she says Steve, who's the guy that's interviewing her, it's being able to give back and doing all this advocacy work through Tunnel to Towers and through the New Jersey education systems. And now I need to do that in my wrestling life. And that's taking independent booking and staying busy and staying active. Prof, I'll start with you. She's the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Champion. What the hell's going on here? Why is TK just put her on the shelf again?
I think I just said a couple of minutes ago. And she's the champion, guys.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
How do you not have bookings for a Ring of Honor Pure Champion? It's funny because when Vet does his eloquent reviews of AEW shows, he will tell you that certain matches are quote-unquote eliminator matches. You tell me that a Ring of Honor Pure Champion cannot get an eliminator match on Ring of Honor television? Those weekly shows are like 3 hours long for no reason at all. And she cannot get 3 hours on Ring of Honor television on the Honor Club in front of 10,000 subscribers. The math ain't mathing. This is the example I'm just giving you. She's a champion with no booking. I don't know. I don't know.
It's bizarre. What's going on here? Why is he doing this? Is it because she's put on a lot of weight in some ways when you think about it? I hate to say it, but she did gain quite a few pounds compared to. I'm not trying to be funny about it.
He put Thunder Rosa on Collision.
She gave in the booty cheeks, Jimmy. Don't forget.
Yeah, well, especially right, the booty and the waist, the hip area.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, her ass is pretty flat for somebody that's overweight, and also
that's true too, which is weird.
And also, yeah, it didn't stop. Like I said, it didn't stop putting Thunder Rosa on Collision. gaining a few pounds. So I don't think that's the issue. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know when she won the Ring of Honor Pure Women's title. So if she hasn't had a defense and it's only been like 1 week,
no.
I don't know. But I mean, yeah, there's kind of these weird, shady things going on all the time. Her husband is Steve Macklin.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Now he works for TNA, who basically means he works for WWE still.
Right.
So I don't know if there's some heat there, whatever it is, but
interesting. There's got to be something going on, that's for sure. But I just want to see quickly when she won the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Wasn't that a new belt, guys, by the way?
It's the newest belt of the Ring of Honor titles, along with the television title.
All right. So are you kidding? I can't be reading this right. I mean, it's been like, wait a minute.
December 5th.
That's quite a long time.
That's around that final battle kind of time. So if she won it by final battle and she hasn't defended it since final battle, then there's a problem here. And while Vet says that she's engaged or married to Steve Macklin or in a relationship, so maybe this is my conspiracy hat. I forgot my tinfoil, but maybe Steve was about to get a contract to become All Elite, and maybe Deanna said, "Yeah, you're in a good spot. Maybe just stay there in TNA, see where it goes. Maybe that partnership with WWE, maybe you get on NXT and yada 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 and all that stuff." So maybe she prevented a talent from going to Tony Khan, and she saw something, and maybe in my conspiracy hat, tinfoil, he's not booking her to defend the title.
Interesting. Well,
that's dirty. That's dirty news. I admit that. That's just dirty conspiracy. Vet will not co-sign that. He's gonna hear it and he's gonna say, "Nah, move on."
Well, last piece of news, guys. Now I don't know if this will surprise you guys or not, but the December 13th edition of WWE Saturday Night's Main Event show at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. featured Gunther defeating John Cena in Cena's retirement match. Post Wrestling and WrestleNomics Brandon Thurston reported that data obtained from Polestar revealed that WWE's event drew a total live gate of $6,553,000. Thurston reported that this was the largest ever gate for a pro wrestling event in an arena ever in pro wrestling history, and also the largest gate for WWE in 2025. Thurston also reported that WWE sold 17,121 tickets for the event with an average ticket price of $383. Wow. The previous arena gate record for WWE was 4.89 million, which was set by the January 6th, 2025 WWE Raw Netflix premiere show at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. Does that surprise you, Vet?
No. But looks like our gate record just went up with a $9.99 super sticker from Jerome for Life.
Wow, it hasn't even come up for me yet, believe it or not. I don't know why, but since you saw it, that means I've got to do one of these ones, guys.
And what do we got over here? A cup of potatoes. A cup of potatoes.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you so much, Jerome Hall, man, for the $9.99 or $9.95 super sticker. And for whatever reason, it still hasn't come up on my comments feed. I don't know why, but I'm sure it will pop up eventually. So thank you very much. So back to where were we? Now, was
I surprised that they charged all that money for tickets and then had a set a gate record? No, I'm not surprised.
And selling it out though.
Well, shit, they should if they did that well for that place, then they should have ran Foxborough and charged those prices then.
Well, it's true. I mean, shit, that bubble's definitely gonna pop. Prof, biggest ever arena gate. I mean, it's got to say something, right?
It does say something. Again, this is the corporate strategy of TKO, the corporate strategy of WWE for, many decades. This is even before TKO. This is a Vince McMahon logic that he thought that this was where we would be to a certain extent. But people keep saying that TKO is getting more greedier for it. So, trying to turn the WWE house shows and the WrestleManias into more of a corporate entity than a family-friendly environment. So, take it with a grain of salt on that. But, the money speaks for itself. And plus, for that, people wanted to pay to see John Cena's last match. So, you got to hook him somehow, some way. So John Cena's last match was a hook to charge, what was it, $330 an average? $383 an average ticket to see John Cena's last match. So, you got a ticket in your hand. Maybe you stole that chair that has John Cena's picture. So you stole that for a collector's item. You stole the program. You kept the program for, collector's edition. So, you hopefully you can cash out in about 20, 30 years when it depreciates for yourself, and then you can, get your money back. But it'll take 20 years and maybe have a kid.
Well, speaking of getting your money back, I mean, that's the whole reason that all these prices are through the roof, because you overpaid for some bullshit and now you're trying to recoup your costs. You're TKO. Why did we spend all this money on WWE? Damn it. All right, well, we got to make that back. Well, here's the thing. Once they make it back, they're not going to lower the prices. Once they see that these marks will pay, they will just keep the prices where they are. You see it when you go to the grocery store. Everybody raised the price of everything, and they see you guys buying it, and they're not, they're not going to lower it. If you're buying it at those prices, it's not going to go down. So the only time they'll lower the prices is when you stop buying it.
Right.
So that's basically it. If these fans have stopped buying it, if you notice, because it's just every time they run a town, it's a little bit less than last time, and so on and so forth. Not only is the prices too high, but hey, we already saw it.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So
man.
We don't need to go see it again. Now, you can't put a price on history. John Cena's only going to have one last match. So whatever those prices are, for a one-time deal, that could have been something where they really raised the prices, and then they kept the other average ticket prices down for other events and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you'll see the ticket prices go down once people stop going to the shows.
Yeah, I mean, geez, it's true.
And I'll say this, Jimmy, and before we get into the AEW review, I don't know if you had any more news, but the TKO strategy, again, they're talking about like WrestleMania's low ticket sales and what they're going to do. They're blacking out the watch parties in the Las Vegas area to try to get those people to come back. And I don't know, I think Chicago, they're now implementing that for Chicago for the Elimination Chamber. So again, the greed is there for TKO, just like Vet says. But that strategy is twofold, because again, we've seen everything in wrestling almost. So what are we gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're not gonna pay. You're not gonna pay an exorbitant amount of money. You're not gonna use your rent money to go to a WWE event if you've already seen it. Maybe a year ago, paying half that. So you're gonna have to do something to hook us in. And the problem with TKO is they're forgetting that WWE, what makes it so successful, guys, is not only the match quality. I'm not going to say the match quality, because I'll say this: AEW, their match quality is leaps and bounds better than WWE. But what WWE still has on everybody is the experience. And Vince McMahon made it a point to make the experience good. And I'm talking, especially with like WrestleMania, you had a week-long celebration. You had a week-long celebration, autograph sessions, and all that. What has happened since TKO has taken over, guys? They're charging you like $3,000 to see, like, let's say, Dragon Lee. And that's not an experience. I'm not going to pay $3,000 spend the day with Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee. If I'm going to pay $3,000 for that WrestleMania experience, like at a golf course, I want it to be CM Punk. I want it to be Roman Reigns. I want it to be Drew McIntyre. I'm not paying $3,000 for Dragon Lee. I'm not paying $3,000 for Otis. I'm not paying $3,000 for Maxine Dupree. I want your A-list stars for your experience. That's what Vince McMahon always made sure. if you're gonna pay a little bit of money, a little bit extra change, he's gonna make sure that his A-list stars are gonna do their due diligence to make the experience better. No disrespect to the C-level stars, but you're not worth my $3,000. That's where TKO is getting greedy, and that's where some of the WWE Universe fans are gonna be like, nah, I'll watch it on my Netflix with my VPN. I'm good with that.
Absolutely.
Well, furthermore, if you are already saying, the other thing about human beings is they're vindictive. If you are already saying to yourself, man, I ain't going to pay those WrestleMania prices, I'm going to a bar, and then they shut it off at the bar, you're going to be like, damn, I guess my only choice is to pay exorbitant prices. No, nobody's going to do that. You're not going to force one person to buy a ticket because of that.
No.
Not one.
But they're cocksuckers for doing that, though, to be honest. And I said it. Yeah, they're cocksuckers. They're literally starving out, anywhere else on watching it cheaper. You know what I mean? Literally. So you don't pay cheaper to watch it at some like theater or at a bar or whatever, right? And that's what really burns me, because that's green on a whole different level, man. Are you really going to price out even the average wrestling fan that really doesn't have money and whatnot?
Jimmy, just remember, during the Vince McMahon years, and Beth could attest to this, he was the dick to the competition. He was the dick to like Ring of Honor. You cannot do a Ring of Honor show within 50 miles of Las Vegas. You couldn't do a TNA show within 50 miles. But he said the fans can enjoy themselves. But the fans can enjoy themselves with WWE product and all that stuff. Now TKO saying, nah, fans, you can't even enjoy watching it at a bar. That's the thing. And again, it's gonna turn fans off eventually. Right now, the honeymoon period is over. Now we're into that, you know what? I'm tired of her. I'm tired of the same steak and eggs. You better cook something more. You better give me more good cooking. Now we're gonna need therapy. Now we're gonna need we're gonna need therapy now. We're getting close to that divorce talk.
Yeah, no, for real. You're spot on, man. Well, guys, let's put our gloves on, shall we, before Vet falls asleep on us. And I don't blame you, Vet. If you feel bad, man, do you want me to take over doing this for now?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
You know, Jimmy, it's that second win he has when he reviews.
No, I can see you, man. I don't see him like this
I'll
bad.
be all right.
Really.
He's a tough SOB.
He's a tough SOB. That's right.
Well, I do want to start with another little piece of news. So for all the debacles that we talked about last week and everything surrounding Grand Slam, it did result in an uptick in viewership.
It did?
Because apparently, at least on television, the people that watched Grand Slam on TNT or whatever it was, 561,000.
Wow, that's a huge difference on a Saturday night, to be honest.
Because it's basically Collision, right? So essentially, Collision got a big, a huge increase. So something worked, whether it was Brody King chants or, just the idea that it was a free for view or whatever it was.
Technically, it wasn't actually. Technically, Bet, I don't mean to cut you off. That wasn't a Collision episode. It
wasn't. It was a special.
A special. It's like their Saturday Night's main event, their Clash of Champions, their pay per.
No, 100%. But what I'm saying is essentially for the people that are going to watch this, it's essentially the same thing. Like you're getting it's in the slot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So,
that's an uptake of like 300,000 extra viewers, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, they've been doing a little bit better lately, ever since the Nielsen adjustment.
Yeah, whatever that means. Even Nielsen, they wanted me to do that shit.
If that doesn't tell you everything that you need to know about that fraudulent bullshit,
dude, they were gonna come and set up 2 different boxes at my house, right? Nielsen. They're going to set up an internet-based one and a normal cable one. And then, they're telling you to push a button every time you fucking watch whatever you watch. And it's like, all right, whatever. But I actually didn't end up doing it. But they were willing to give me $200 worth of gift cards for signing up. So, but then I thought about it, I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to do it.
Tony Khan will love you, Jimmy. Just press both of them. So this way, I got the Max numbers and I got the cable numbers.
One's for streaming services, basically, and the other one's for cable, obviously.
All right. Well, anyway, so Dynamite, though, in my hometown of Sacramento.
Yes, that's right.
And God, I was like, when I heard it was coming, I was like, hell no, I ain't going to see that shit. But
you thought about it, kinda.
No, I didn't think about it. But once I saw the actual card they ended up putting on, that was a nice
Decent.
card.
It was
I'll
absolutely
give
for
them
sure.
that.
Yeah.
It kind of made me like a little bit regret it. Not that much, though.
Ooh, that's interesting.
But we start out with the Saturday night's main event collision promos on Dynamite with
Which is
Mina
bizarre.
and Willow, Megan, Swerve, Kenny, and we have Renee with Orange Cassidy, and part of the conglomeration, Tomohiro Ishii is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Well, I definitely could have came late to the show and missed John Moxley versus Mark Davis.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, if I did go, I would have definitely showed up late if I would have known.
You would have walked back out.
Yeah, just sorry. Yeah. I probably would have bumped into the rest of the Death Riders on my way back out the building.
In the red light?
They're like, in the red light, where are you going? I'm like, because of the shits.
Literally.
Yeah, my notes on this match, Professor, is just ugh. UGH. That's my note. That's my whole note for the match. And John Moxley won with the choke, but it took a while. So, did you have any different thoughts?
Actually, I looked at that spot that Mark Davis like punched the ring post, and then he sold it. Now, Vet, again, I guess with Mark Davis, I guess the plan for Mark Davis was to be with Doyle, the Double D's, that tag team, which is no more because Doyle is hurt and stuff like that. So I guess this was supposed to be that gritty, strong performance that people want, that Tony Khan wants to get out of Mark Davis because he sees something that we probably don't see. So when I looked at that match and I looked at that punch, I said, you know what? Gotta like Mark Davis. He's a tough guy. He's got blood on his hands. He's not giving two shits about it. He's trying to get that win, that strong win against the Continental Champion. And by the way, guys, I hate to remind that I know that you're feeling ill, but I want to remind you. I don't know how the Continental Championship has made John Moxley the people's champion, even though Jimmy told us about this. But
I said this a long time ago.
All is right with the world because John Moxley has the Continental Championship, and all is right in the world that John Moxley wants. I think he's hogging up the spotlight, in my humble opinion, because as much as I want Okada to defend the title or at least have these eliminator matches, he knew to cherry pick when it mattered the most. But John Moxley just says, fuck it, I'm going to face every goddamn Callis member, every goddamn Ring of Honor member every week. He's like killing his own momentum. I understand he wants to be cheered for and all that stuff, but that's the problem I have. If you overkill yourself to be on TV weekly, you don't give me a chance to be more invested in you, be more invested in the championship. I already said this weeks ago, guys. I said that John Moxley is trying to make the Continental Championship the second prestigious title behind the AEW title, but the path that he's choosing, is overkill. That's all I'm saying.
This is the thing I hate about the Professor. I did not miss you being gone because you're forcing me to dignify any of this with a response.
But you said I give you 15. I give you 15 more minutes to talk.
Yeah. All right. So, well, my only thing that I would say to that is, what's really the difference? All they did was switch the belt that he was wearing or not wearing. He actually has a belt this time. He doesn't put it in a suitcase or whatever.
He's just so dumb.
But essentially, this is the same thing he was doing. He was all over the place with the AEW title in the suitcase. I mean, they're running John Moxley into the ground, whether it's by his own design or not, just because he's one of the bigger stars they have, and they're, he's taking it upon himself. I could see him being the kind of guy that thinks that he adds credibility to whatever promotion that he's a part of. So maybe he doesn't look at it as oversaturating. It's hard sometimes to see the forest for the trees when you're in the middle of it. You feel like you want to be a team player. You feel like you doing more is actually helping. In reality, it might be hurting. But who's to say? I mean, it's hard to know who watches these shows for what reason. I don't know what percentage of the audience watches just to see John Moxley and they don't care about anybody else. So I don't know if it's an effective strategy or not.
He does have a lot of the Seekers behind him, that's for sure, though.
Yeah, so maybe that's why, whatever, they're going with it. It's a groundswell of support, and he's always been one of the more over guys because he came from WWE, so they already knew him.
Right. No, for sure. You're right.
If he came straight out of Combat Zone into AEW, nobody would give a shit about Jon Moxley. Let's be honest.
No.
So
100%.
a lot of people don't give a shit about him, even though he did come for WWE. So, but really, now as for Mark Davis, the reason I don't like Mark Davis is because he sucks. That's all. You know, I could understand from like a fan perspective that doesn't care about the mechanics of being a pro wrestler. Yeah, but the reason that he looks like some tough, hard-nosed brawler type guy is because he just has no technique in what he does. So everything he does looks real because it is.
Yeah.
Like, for example, he's sitting there, he's chopping Jon Moxley, right? Mark Davis, there's a technique, there's an art to chopping. You know, if you know what you're doing, which that's one of the few things I could say, oh yeah, I was good at that. Like in wrestling, I wasn't necessarily the best at everything, but I could chop somebody. I could chop you to make a noise. I could chop you to cut you and make you bleed. I can do whatever I want with a chop.
Even without hurting, say
right.
me, if you're doing it to me, could you do it like to that extent where you can make it?
Well, I can. I mean, it's going to hurt to a certain degree, but what the reason it hurts when Mark Davis does it is because he's just swinging his arm as hard as he can and hitting you. Jeez. That's what it looks like to the average fan when you see a good chop. But when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that hurts. Jon Moxley is getting hurt right there, and I don't mind that. I don't care. For Jon Moxley, I don't care. But but he's getting hurt. You can really do a good chop without hitting somebody as hard as you can. That's where the technique comes in.
You do the sort of flick as you chop.
I can't describe it. It's just like
it's
something like something like a whip crack. You know,
okay.
You don't just swing the whole whip sideways at somebody.
I tell you, it's more like a.
There's a snap to it. It's physics. It's all this stuff, and you could put it anywhere on their chest, and the way you put your hand in different ways makes different noises. The places that you hit them, and how you hit them make different noises and have different effects and stuff. And he just swings his arm as hard as he can. So
yeah, which is a bad thing. If he does it like that, you're gonna hurt someone 100%.
Yeah, but it's not just that; it's other stuff too. Like Jimmy, I've been saying this is day one.
Right.
Aussie Open. These guys are just hurting people. You know,
Adam
Cole's gone because of Kyle Fletcher. Like these guys fucking suck. They suck at their jobs. So
Kyle Fletcher's the future now, according to a lot of people.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how disappointed I am in the entire pro wrestling sphere every time I turn on and hear somebody else that I half-ass respect saying Kyle Fletcher's the future of wrestling, and I just don't see it. Am I that? Me? I'm the one that's crazy, and everybody else has got it right with this fucking Vegemite sandwich of Kyle Fletcher.
Well,
could anybody tell me why Kyle Fletcher is the future? Could anybody tell me what about Kyle? Could anybody tell me? Could anybody describe? Jimmy, could you even describe what Kyle Fletcher is to somebody that doesn't?
What is he? He's kind of Don Callis from when he was wrestling in some ways, even with that shit he wears around his head. No, think about it. Am I wrong, Prof? In a way?
No.
Remember he used to have that diamond shit in his head?
It will be a cold day in Helvet before Jim Cornette will even utter the words, Kyle Fletcher's the future. So just be sure, if he says that, then you're right.
He has been saying it in as negative a way as he possibly can. He keeps saying this kid needs to go to NXT before it's too late, is what he keeps saying.
Okay, so basically he sees the potential by just looking at him, but he needs to tighten up his skills, obviously.
I guess. But to me, all I see is height. There's nothing I can see that he has that anybody else doesn't have.
I hate the way he talks, the way he sounds, straight up. I'm being honest. And okay, the look, I'll give him that. I'll give him that 100%. He's got this look about him, even though I don't like it, but I guess I'm meant to not like it, right? Because he's a heel. But I don't see it totally yet either. But a lot of experts are really saying that he's the future of pro wrestling. And one of them, if there was a draft, he's in like a top 3 pick right now.
I can only assume it's just because if you look at the things that you've been told over the years that a professional wrestler is supposed to have or supposed to be,
right?
They can't argue that he doesn't have any of those things. But
right, absolutely, for sure.
Sometimes sometimes the whole is not greater than the sum of the parts.
Right. Definitely.
So.
I agree. And I'm not saying that because he's Aussie. I just never really rated him either yet. You know what I mean? He's got to prove me wrong. That's for sure.
All right. And then there's Mark Davis. So anyway,
total trash.
after Grand Slam, Hank Person cut a promo. He said he will end MJF. He's going to kill him. He's going to murder MJF.
Well, especially, I don't know if you guys watched Zillafar 2 and MJF had a match.
Well, that's for later.
Oh, well, yeah.
Then we have FTR, and I believe the crowd chanted "Shut the fuck up" at them.
Yeah, they've been doing that pretty much every week at this point.
Yeah, so they kept it going here. Then the Bucks throw a super kick party on them, and we're gonna get a match at Revolution, I guess.
I don't want to see this again.
They got no
choice, I know the
Jimmy.
professor
you know
does,
that.
so here you go.
Do I want to see it again? You know, well, because Vet's sick, Hamin, I will abbreviate it better. They didn't say shut the fuck up to the FTR. They said the Bucks were stupid. That's what it was. The Bucks suck or something like that. The Bucks are suck ups. Yeah, that's what it was. The Bucks are suck ups, and it's all that. What we saw in this promo was a truth bomb from Stokely Adams. How the hell can anybody forgive the Young Bucks when they were EVPs doing all this shit, and then we supposed to just gloss over that fact and all that stuff? Then the Young Bucks forget how to do the camera, do bad camera angles, because again, when they super kicked the FTR, I think it was Matt Jackson that was right next to Stokely Adams. I mean Stokely, but you get what I'm saying. This
right.
He was right next to Stokely, and Stokely has got to play off like he never saw Matt Jackson right next to him. He was like this. So he had
this
to
is
move
always
his
the
I know this is the problem with the Bucks. It was the Bucks' fault. They ruined the segment. That's what I'm trying to say. FTR cannot make chicken shit into chicken salad all the time, but there's a lot of chicken shit to work with in AEW for FTR. That's all I'm just saying. Go ahead, Vet. Next segment, please.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if there's anybody I hate more than FTR, it's the Bucks. So also after Grand Slam, Brodito were backstage, hugging it out. And
how did I miss that?
Yeah.
I didn't give shit.
Brody wants to fight. He still wants to fight. So we'll get him.
Is he barking like a dog?
Did he?
I'm trying to know. He's always barking like a dog. I'm just saying because he's an idiot.
Well, I'm trying to remember if he forgot to do his gimmick. You know,
I'm pretty sure he did
if he forgot his own gimmick. Here's a gimmick. It's a 4-way. It's Marina versus Megan versus Mina versus Mawillo.
Mawillo.
Yeah, I guess this is like for the was this for the TBS title?
Yeah.
Okay. And the only thing I noted on this match, because I saw a clip of it, probably thanks to Tennessee couponer Josh, but he showed Megan almost died on a German suplex off the top.
That was bad, dude. She landed on her head, literally.
I mean, apparently she's all right, but
this is a standard professional wrestling on the AEW side of things. That's why I'm going to disagree that their match standard is better than WWE actually.
No, the work rate is a little bit better than WWE.
I get it. The work rate, sure.
That's not a real word. It's not a real word.
Yeah, but even if it's work rate, what they're doing is higher work rate. They still don't know what
faster.
They're doing anyway.
They go faster. That's basically that's basically what Dave Meltzer has conditioned people to think. What that means is that they don't sit in a headlock. But guys, like the way they've hot-shotted everything in the world, I think going through an announce table is like the new sitting in a headlock for 15 minutes, isn't it? Like I'm bored of people going through furniture or taking bumps on the apron, or like that's the new boring thing now. Like what else can you do at this point? But you almost have to kill somebody. And again, it was Willow involved in this, which I've already talked about her being dangerous, just like Mark Davis. But I don't necessarily blame her 100% for this, because there's only so much she could do on this German suplex thing. And it was up to Megan to like get over, and she barely got over. So it's just a bad idea.
Right. I shouldn't have done it in the first place. Really.
I can guess she just had the confidence that she wanted to do it. But when you realize that the finish is that Mina Shirakawa goes for a figure 4 on Willow, and Willow just snatches her up in a cradle for a 1, 2, 3.
Stupid.
Now that avalanche German that somebody almost died on seems a little bit unnecessary, doesn't it?
Right. Stupid all the way around. Just stupid, man.
Yeah, I can understand if you're going to do something crazy and that's the finish.
Right.
And I look at this match, Vet, and the funny thing for me was I looked at Marina Shafir because I said Marina's been knocking it out of the park.
She's fucking killing it now, man. It's true.
But Jimmy, the bell rang, and then Marina fell into the work rate trap. She didn't have to. She was trying to do a lot of athletic moves, and that's not her style.
That's rookie shit, man. She wants to impress.
Yeah, she was trying to be Rey Mysterio. She doesn't need to be. She should just be ground and pound, beat the shit out of people.
Right, be that MMA bitch, that bad bitch, you know.
But once she tried a 619 and she fucked it up, or whatever she was trying to do on the ropes, I was like, oh God, everything I said about Marina, and she did that one move. I was like, nah, she don't deserve to be the TBS champion. This was her showcase. This was her showcase spot. I knew she was gonna come up short. I knew Mina Shirakawa was gonna take the L and all that stuff. It was very predictable, but I was looking at it more from a standpoint of who is next for Willow Nightingale, and now we see it's Megan Bayne. So we'll see that match probably materialize for Revolution and shit like that. But I was looking at Marina Shafir because I've been saying on the wreckage, I'm happy with Marina. I'm happy with the way the presentation is. Then the bell rang, and then she's trying to be Rey Mysterio. That's not her style.
Right, less is more with her, man. Less is way more for her, right?
Learn from Ronda. Learn from the 4 horsewomen that she's from the UFC side. Just do that, and she'll be fine.
Absolutely, I agree, 100.
Well, she shouldn't have been booked in a 4-way where they expected people to do a bunch
and
of
that
stuff.
too. Who none of them could carry a match either, Vet.
Yeah. At this point, the announcers pay their respects to Kerwin Silfies, who passed away recently. So,
Not to mention that, right?
Yeah, obviously this guy was a huge deal and a big part of WWE production. So,
He was there for years.
Yeah. I think even before Kevin Dunn, right?
I believe he was there for a long time. He could have been before Kevin Dunn. I mean, everyone says he was like a statue in the company, like he was just always there. So yeah.
No, I think he was there with Kevin Dunn, but during the 80s, during the
no, but did he come in before Dunn though?
I don't know who came in first, but they were around the same time with the expansion.
The point is, he was there for a long time. So
right. Also, as a bonus note, the namesake of the ill-fated Kerwin White gimmick that Chavo Guerrero was doing,
right,
before Eddie Guerrero died, so he got to stop doing it. So yeah. Now we have Hank Person Page versus Maxwell Jacob Friedman face to face. No physicality. It's always nice to be able to promise no physicality. One guy says, "I hate you because you beat me." The other guy says, "I hate you because you are me." And then Hank Person does a Cody where he has to either win or he will never challenge for the belt again. And then they want to put stipulations on it. And I said, and MJF, my favorite thing in this whole thing was MJF saying, "There's no way in hell it's going to be anything other than a normal match."
Like seriously, do they need to be doing these type of shit, Vet?
I don't know what they need to be doing. So Hank Person, of course, wants a Texas death match, which whether that's the stipulation or not, the real Texas death match is going to be Megan Bayne versus Willow Nightingale.
My God. No,
that's gonna be the real death match, but yeah, that's basically what this is. So.
He deserves a round of applause for that one, Vic. Anyway, but that's true.
Yeah, so that was your big long segment that I shortened into like 15 seconds. But Professor, did they sell you on this match any more than you already were?
Again, it had to be these two for Revolution. Did they need to do the Cody reference? Once they did the Cody reference, and then we'll talk about a match later on, guys. We know why it's the Cody reference. So that's all I'll say. But you already named the match. You already named a stipulation. So how are you going to add on another stipulation? Like you just said, that's a stipulation. If I can't beat you, I can never challenge for the AEW title again. Then you want to add a Texas Death Match, and then Maxwell Jacob Friedman says, "No, let me think about it for next week to see if I'm going to give you the Texas Death Match," which probably he will give him a Texas Death Match.
Well, now here's where I got you, Professor, where you must have fell asleep at the wheel because and hit somebody going 100 miles an hour. This is what he said. He said MJF refused a stipulation in the first place. So to get him to accept a stipulation, Hang Person added the fact that he will never challenge for the thing again. Not like he had to do that. In reality, all Tony Khan has to do is say, well, this is what I want to see, so I'm booking it. But apparently all these wrestlers call all the shots and everything, so we're going with that. But the whole point is MJF would have just refused. He would have said Texas Death Match, and MJF would have said, nope, not doing it, refuse. So to entice him to accept, he said, if you accept my stipulation. I'm not saying it's good, but they did try to half-ass explain.
You got me, but I'm just saying that's two stipulations within the match. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's an extra stip. It's a hat on a hat, But it'll be great if it ends up coming true, because I don't see MJF losing. So this will mean that Hang Person will never be the AEW champion again, which I don't really care whether he's the champion or not, because it's all the same shit. If I got to see him, it's a problem. So I don't care what belt he has. He already has a belt anyway. And I thought he was going to lose that belt, but we're not there yet. So anyways, what about you, Jimmy? Is this does this add any spice to this?
This went fucking forever, dude. Like, it felt like it went for 30 minutes. It probably wasn't, but it went for a long time. First of all. Second of all, I've seen this shit one too many times already. And why is Hangman always doing Texas death matches at pay-per-views? Like, it's always like a death match, it feels like, with Hangman for the most part. I'm just over it. Didn't we see this match not that long ago?
Because it's cowboy shit, Jimmy. You know he's got to do something cowboy related.
How do you know tough cowboys come from Virginia?
Apparently.
Well, it sounds sexier to say Texas death match than Virginia death match. So just give me that.
Where's the pay-per-view held at again, by the way?
Crypto Arena.
Revolution is somewhere in SoCal, right?
In California?
Crypto Arena, yeah, Los Angeles.
All right. At least there was freaking cowboys back in the day in California.
Well, here's the modern day cowboys, the Death Riders. They're riding something. They do a promo, and they want a random match against the Don Callis family for Collision. So we're going to get that. And John Moxley wants his match with Takeshita to have no time limit.
Oh, shit.
But guys, that's the Continental rules, 20 minutes. The rules is 20 minutes. If you didn't want time limits, you shouldn't have won this fucking belt. You should have laid off the tournament and not entered it. Why would you enter it? This whole thing was you had them, you did whatever you want. You tried to kill people, you kidnap people, you did whatever. Now you get the belt with the most rules attached to it, where you can't have any outside interference and you can't have you can't go longer than 20 minutes. He should have said, I will beat you in 20 minutes. But instead, he's saying, I need no time limits now. Well, then the Continental title shouldn't be on the line. I don't feel like a championship should be defended under such circumstances. What do you guys think?
I think I have a brain freeze, Vet, but maybe Jimmy, you could correct me. I don't know, or either of you could correct me, or Hamin Knights in the chat could correct me. Has the Continental title ever on AEW pay-per-view has been extended past 20 minutes? They never did 30 minutes or 60-minute time limits? No, it's been 20 minutes. Okay, that's right. If they change the sanctity and the purity of the Continental rules, then the inmates run the asylum, and Tony Khan just says, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. We'll just give what John Moxley wants. No time limit. Doesn't make sense. For the purity and the legacy of the Continental Championship, it doesn't make sense. You can't do that. You can't change the rules on the fly. You can't do that. Then you need a Continental Death Match. You should change the name.
You should just give up the title if you don't want to play by the rules, you son of a bitch.
Speaking of titles, apparently I'm not the champ of FIFA anymore, whoever that is. I got a good idea who you are, by the way. But I'll kayfabe it.
Okay. All right. Orange Pitbull versus Clark and Gabe.
Orange Pitbull and
yeah, what else are you gonna call them?
Clark and Gabe.
Yeah.
It sounds like a whole bunch of cats running around.
So Ishii was selling his leg at some point in this match. I don't know what really happened. It kind of looked awkward. The announcers were trying to say maybe he pulled a hamstring, but I don't know if they were just covering for it because he finished the match.
Right.
And not only did he finish the match, but he finished Connors. Like he beat him. So, 1, 2, 3, Pitbull gets a win. And this is Darby taking Gabe Kidd away during this match too. He comes out of the crowd and kidnaps Gabe.
Crowd, yeah.
Of course.
You're right. I think he wasn't selling that. I think he might have been actually hurt, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe. He might have been. So I don't know what it was. If it was the hip, if it was the hammy, whatever. But he didn't look too hot, but yet he finished the match doing stuff with his legs. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean,
are these the War Dogs, Jimmy, or there's just the dogs? Forget the names.
They're technically the War Dogs, but they're just the dogs, I guess, in AEW.
I'm just saying because again, when you got the conglomeration against new incoming talent, and then they eat the pin, they take the L. I'm not saying that they're buried. I don't want to use that word, guys. No disrespect to the War Dogs, because again, they were New Japan stalwarts. They sold out the Tokyo Dome for a reason, and they're on elite for a reason to come into this. But if Ishii maybe had a hurt hammy and all that stuff, and overcame all that odds, not a good look for the War Dogs. I'm just saying,
It's never been a good look for the War Dogs, and I can't believe we have to talk about them in 2026. Matter of fact, didn't they? I'm not up on my New Japan, so I have to ask Jargo. But I thought they disbanded the War Dogs when
they did.
When Finley merged with what was left of Ingobernables or
that's
whatever.
it. That's right. Which is so weird.
Or House of Torture, whichever one. I don't know. There's a bunch
of
people
technically, but it's not Ingobernables per se. But yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So I thought the War Dogs were gone. So maybe this is just them trying to carry it over here in America because it's done in Japan. But whatever, who cares about them anyway?
I just want freaking Jay White back, dude.
Let's just never talk about it again.
Let's not talk about that ever again. But where the hell
we have
is
to
Jay
talk
White?
about him later?
Yeah, I know.
I'll just say one more thing, Vet, and then you can go on to the next segment for this match. Everything that I keep saying about Darby Allin in 2025 is all for naught, because now he's just stuck in this kind of like black hole with the dogs. That's it. He should have been the world champion, and now he's stuck with the dogs. Go ahead, Jim.
That's his fault, and I hate to say it, man, because I'm a big fan of his, but he fucked him. He shot himself in the foot, literally.
Yeah.
Vet, you got to agree with that, right?
No, I don't have to agree with anything. I don't care.
Gotta,
I can't tell you how much.
Jimmy, he's got to take his breath. Give him a break.
This was Chris Am's show. This was Chris Am's show. Why am I still here? Don Callis is in the hallway, where they're doing their hallway beating promo, or Josh Alexander, Lance Archer's beating up people in the background, and you know this thing they do, and now actually. Don is there, and Okada's there, and Andrade's there, and some other people are there. So it's like everybody finally joined in on the hallway beating. It's not just Josh and Lance anymore. Hook gives an update on the ops. He's going to do all the local recruiting. Shibata will do the international recruiting.
What does that mean for international recruiting? Is it particularly Japanese wrestlers?
Yeah, I guess.
Which in translation, Jimmy, means whoever in New Japan's contract is up in, right now this month.
There's a lot of them.
It's all elite. That's all it is. Take your point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole stack that apparently are leaving New Japan as we speak, man. So yeah, they're pretty screwed right now.
Maybe Evil. I want Evil to be
Evil. I think he's going to WWE, especially with what's going on with Nakamura and Tamatonga. I feel like something is brewing with that and involving Evil and the future guys that are coming over. I'm assuming.
Man, it messes up my name, the Evil Ops. It just rolls off the tongue. Evil Ops.
Well, Io Sky is in WWE, unfortunately for you, Prof.
Okay. Carry on, Ben. I'm sorry.
Well, fortunately, we have here in AEW, we have the Brawling Birds.
Oh,
So,
Windsor. Did you hear about Windsor, by the way? I didn't know this, but there was an article that came out maybe yesterday, guys. And apparently, now I'm not saying Will Ospreay is a weirdo, but his best friend was the one that was apparently married to Alex Windsor. And they had that child that he's taking care of right now. And get this, apparently his best friend unalived himself. And then they hooked up, oddly enough.
gross.
Yeah. I don't like that, man, to be honest with you.
I don't either, but that's just what I wouldn't do. If he wants to do
Oh,
it, that's
no
up to
way
him.
do it. Right, no.
Jimmy, the heart wants what it wants. That's all.
It just looks bad though, Prof. I'm just saying. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Windsor.
Well, it's funny enough that you say all that because their finishing move is the heart attack.
Oh. They unalive people, folks.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Viva Van and whoever her partner was that I didn't write down her name.
It's Becca with a 3.
Oh, okay. It's Becca. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll see her again.
I guess.
You know, we've come full circle, guys. You know, what was it a couple of years ago on WWE television? There was the Brawling Brutes, and now years later we got the Brawling Birds. Love, you know, British people love to brawl. That's all I'm just want to say.
And they love their teeth too, apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just saying.
Birds is slang for ladies in England.
We say that too, to be fair.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, we say birds. Like, look, check out that bird, for example. Like, yeah. I don't mind that
because
term.
you guys are fake England. Yeah, we know.
Well, you know,
English. Give me a break. Come on.
Well, Jimmy, I'll have to say, to be fair here, we do say birds, but we with the ladies here, birds are in a negative kind of tone.
Really?
That, yes. Our birds are not in a negative light. That's all I'll just say.
Wow, that's actually interesting. So basically, you're calling him the opposite. Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's actually very interesting to me. I'll get back to you on that off the air. But anyway,
well, here's some more birds. Renee and Statlander and Thunder Rosa is back.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
Kevin Knight, and we get a little jet speed promo in here where they're walking and talking and they want a title shot at or a trios or no, what did they say? Hold on. Win. What I write? I wrote win for a trios shot. Oh,
is that the demand that wanted the trios shot?
I guess. I don't know why I wrote it like that though. So anyways.
Yeah,
but basically they just
Mordos offering you trios title shot or LFI, whatever.
Yeah, I said, but my notes say like win for a trios shot. So I don't know what that means.
I think you mean if whoever wins this match, the stipulation, then they get a trios match.
I guess, but I mean, look, that like you said, it's Kevin Knight versus Mortos.
That's it.
So I don't really know. Yeah. And I wrote down for this match, sad but effective, because it was a good job at getting Kevin Knight, to showcase and everything, but we knew that Mortos wasn't going to win, so it was sad.
He's such a great worker, though, Mortos, man. Like, give him more, guys. Come on, Tony. God, he's too big, obviously, to be anywhere. But Kevin Knight and Trick Williams are actually pretty good friends. They train together a lot.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there.
All right, Will Ospreay vignette, and then we get a. You don't have to put up every comment, Jimmy. Jesus Christ!
Oh no, I'm just. I know. I don't put every comment.
The comments are working now, Vet. That's what he's just catching up.
Yeah.
No, I just want to be fair to some people that I haven't put up. So they don't think I'm being a prick.
So the Demand do a backstage promo with very bad acoustics, and they accept the challenge for Collision, and then they find a knife in their dressing room door.
Ooh. Is that Jay White possibly?
Yeah.
No.
Probably not.
No, I'm just saying
you
as
know
a joke.
Who that is.
I know. I'm just saying as a joke. Because I can't wait for the guy to return already. God damn it! If he ever comes back.
Okay. So now we have the main event. It's Swerve Strickland versus Kenny Omega, first time ever. MJF looking on. Holy shit chant before the lockup. Now remember, speaking of the lockup, so they lock up. Now remember, the last time we saw these guys, they were fighting and they already went through tables. But now it's time to wrestle.
Normal match, yeah.
It's a normal match, just like MJ. That's why MJF is so excited to watch this, because he loves normal matches.
Loves them.
Yeah. So they do the lockup, and then they do the shove spot, and then they do the slap spot, and then they grab a headlock again. Then they go straight to flipping. And then they mix up a little bit of brawling and a little bit of flipping on the outside. And then
they had like a bit of everything on the menu.
Then Kenny gives Swerve a Snapdragon suplex on the apron. And then after he has already given the suplex on the apron, then we do the spot where we tease the German suplex. Oh, ooh. Is he going to suplex it to the floor?
Yeah.
You generally, you don't.
It's backwards, dude. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Okay. You get
AEW were the best wrestle vet. Remember that.
Well, they're the best. Yeah. Well, then when they do that spot, they actually tries to throw him on the floor, but Swerve flips out of it.
He's a magician. I mean, what can you say?
But later, Kenny hits him with a top rope dragon suplex. And Swerve kicks out.
He's tough. Yeah, one tough man, that Swerve Strickland guy.
Yeah. Aubrey eats a V-trigger. The question was, did Swerve pull her in or not? And then he eventually wins with the thing he does. Yeah. And then a sore winner beat down, and then a hanging, and then yeah, and then he hangs him with the chain, and then he gives him a cop killer through the announce table.
What a match! I mean, seriously, what a match! It was
first time ever.
It was first time ever. Yeah,
I'm at a loss, vet. And again, you've taught me this. So, and again, I accepted this, that in the AEW landscape, we won't know baby faces and heels because sometimes it just that doesn't matter. Now, with Swerve,
clearly.
No, don't say the word clearly. Do not say the word clearly, Jimmy, because I will not accept that. Because again, I will go back to Exhibit A through F with the Death Riders. They've never acknowledged about heels and baby faces with them. They've been tweeners. So again, I'm just going to say this. Everything that he did was heelish. Everything that he, especially with Don Stevens, was heelish. He pulled him in. I saw the replay and all that stuff.
Right.
But again, with the AEW sickos, Jimmy, they will never acknowledge it to say that word. They will never say he's clear cut. Now, the circumstances for this match, off the record, is that Kenny Omega is going to do some kind of Comic-Con convention in Japan, and that's why he's not going to be at Revolution, so he had to be written out. I can accept that. All I'm just talking about, Vet, is in the AEW landscape, they will never give us that clear. I don't want to say where we're going with this, like Jimmy T with the shirt. Where are we going with this?
I'll be good. I'll be really good.
I'm saying, is he going to be a clear-cut heel about this? Because again, in the AEW landscape, you've taught me this and I've accepted it. AEW doesn't do this. But everything he just did was heelish. Everything that and I think I'll say this, guys. Swerve needs this heelish turn. Swerve has been, maybe he's been Captain AEW, Mr. AEW, and all that stuff. I'm not gonna say I got tired with that, but he works so much well that he doesn't give two shits about the crowd. He doesn't give two shits about anything. I could actually go with the fact that you could say, well, he's so desperate that he wants to be the AEW champion that by any means necessary, he had to take the shortcuts. That's where they will try to say he's not a heel. He just was desperate to do the shit. I just want a clear-cut answer, but Vet, you have taught me so well not to say he's a heel. I'm just saying that.
Well, I mean, he's a heel. I mean, let's face it.
I agree.
And
I said,
I'll tell
dude,
you. I'll tell you why. I mean, he's always been a heel, but the problem is, guys. What's another thing I've taught you, Jimmy? What's the best way to be a babyface in insert
cool
year here,
heel.
2026?
Cool heel.
Be a
Cool
heel,
fucking
right?
heel, unfortunately.
So the stuff that they did storyline wise with him and Paige and all that stuff was just so outrageous that people were just entertained by it, and they don't care because they don't believe it. They don't believe that this is real. So they're just cheering for entertaining characters. However, in this match in particular, they were solidly behind both guys at the start of this. I mean, obviously you had holy shit, right? By the end of the match, Swerve kind of turned him.
Yeah.
And Sacramento's a savvy wrestling crowd. And they know when to play along and to do what's right. But by the end of this, of course, people want to chant Swerve's house because they will chant anything. It doesn't matter if it's a heel catchphrase or a babyface.
Right.
But they were not, they were displeased with Swerve's behavior, you know, not just all the stuff post-match with the hangings and stuff. I'm just talking about during the actual match itself where he's taking shortcuts to win because Kenny's so sympathetic. Everybody knows his diverticulitis, and he just look at him. He just looks pathetic and disheveled. So you just want to feel sorry for him. So like, you know, Swerve did his job in this match of kind of turning the people. And that's not something that just anybody can do.
Right. It's not easy. Definitely. No, you're right. Kudos.
And I, you know, I've been critical of Swerve in the past and stuff like that. And I will continue to be critical of Swerve. And there's many things I could criticize him on this, psychology wise and other stuff wise. But, you know, for this night, he did his job. So I'll give him that. Now, is it overkill? Yeah, but I'm just saying like, that was somebody else's probably idea.
Right,
I don't know if
100%.
he was like, yeah, I'll do all this extra stuff. I don't really know if that was him booking it, but
no, you're right. And it probably wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, but now that he's a heel, to Professor's, you know, point, he's just going to be a babyface again because there's no, you know, in the landscape we're in with the way the fans are now, there is no clear cut anything. You be a heel and then you get over and then people like you and then that's it. So
I blame ECW Prof for that.
Yeah, you could blame it. Well,
You really
you know,
can,
ECW
it was
also outsiders.
Mm-hmm.
You have to blame them.
100% outsiders. The NWO too was a huge part of that problem too because they were all heels, but they were so cool that everybody loved them anyway. So,
and I'll say this, guys, because Jimmy, remember we talked about the hang person and MJF segment, and then of course that stipulation I will never challenge. That's why I waited for this match because again, it kind of tells the story there because what we saw, what Swerve did, and the lengths he took. Now we see that manifest probably a revolution where hang person has to suffer and not win. So it kind of might have made it predictable for the main event, but again, everybody loves the cool feud between Swerve and hang person.
Yeah, you can count me out of that one personally. Just say.
Well, guys, it's collision time, and if there's anybody that can get you to stomach hang person, show some love for Ricochet.
Yeah.
Because oh my God. All right, so the opening match is the promised Demand versus Jet Set Rodeo for the trios titles. Now, let me get the obvious stuff out of the way. Obviously, the ref is going to get buried in this match because nobody's going to respect the authority of the referee. Obviously, Mike Bailey is stiff as shit. So every time he kicks somebody, it's like, ooh, this is some Mark Davis level stuff here. Everybody else in this match is kind of working, and Mike Bailey's just like, it's a shoot. So that part is all right. But Ricochet is the battery that powers this whole match. If you watch him during this, if you watch him selling, marvelous. If you watch him directing traffic, kayfabe and shoot, marvelous. Of course, he can't wrangle all these idiots. They have no idea what they're doing. They're a bunch of nobodies that never done nothing. So he's doing his best, and it doesn't always work, but it works a good percentage of the time. And yeah, so everything that I've been saying seems like it was validated while everybody else continues to make videos about how Ricochet sucks and everything like that. But if you actually know and you actually pay attention, you actually have a clue, you he made this match quite watchable. So even though I didn't like the finish, where again, obviously this probably wasn't his call of a finish,
He was
but
distracted, wasn't he?
yeah, the jungle jack with the music comes out, stands there. He gets buckshot lariat from Hangman 1, 2, 3. But other than that, and other than the other stuff I said, this was a Ricochet showcase. If you're actually watching him the whole time, even when he's on the apron doing stuff, even just a little thing like, so for example, at the beginning of the match, they do like a bald chant like they always do for him.
Yeah, they're always doing that now.
So what does he do? He goes over to the referee who's also bald and like covers his ears. Like,
yeah,
like don't talk about him like that. You know, just those little things to entertain the people.
He's since he's joined AEW, he's really killed it, man. But I want to say this: has he been eating one too many pins lately? I feel like he's been, I don't want to say stagnant, but they were going somewhere with him, and now he's just, I don't know, he's sort of in the middle spot.
Jimmy, I can change that and turn this around because again, what Vet just said. Look at the value that Ricochet brought into this trio.
Absolutely,
right?
Hey man,
So
he convinced me.
So technically, I'm not saying, I don't know if Vet will agree with this, but sometimes the value that he puts into the match, the psychology he puts into the match, he can eat a pin and it doesn't affect him. He's still the national heavyweight champion. So that's the thing.
Absolutely,
everything that he brings to the match and for the match and his value within the match, and he can eat the pin and it doesn't matter. And he's still the national heavyweight champion. Of course, I want him to be in the heavyweight, not the heavyweight, main event scene. I want the main event storyline. So, you know, again, that's Tony Khan's booking on him. But what he brings into the match, bell to bell, and the entertaining factor that he couldn't do in the WWE, or he was too nervous about, you know, he didn't have the confidence in himself to do it. Now he has the cachet to do it in AEW because again, it's free flowing and probably he's got more creative control. He can eat a lot of pins. And again, the fans will like him. And all the fans have got to do is chant bald. And he has the fans at the palm of his hands.
No, he's killed it, man. He's proved me wrong completely. Because in WWE, they made him look like a dumbass. Let's be honest. Like, he looked like a dope. And he proved me wrong 100%. And Vet would always tell me, and I'd be like, I don't see it yet. I don't see it. Until I finally saw it.
Sometimes it takes people a minute. But I do think that, I mean, if you lose to Hang Person, whether I care about Hang Person or not, at least, you know, it's not like he's losing to, you know, some jabroni or whatever.
Let me rephrase that. What I mean is it's not the losses that's bothering me. It's more the fact that he's not in he's in a prominent role, but is he really? It feels like a little bit of a facade. Like he's doing things, but does Tony really know what to do with him?
I don't think Tony knows what to do with anybody.
Well,
that's beside the point.
That's true.
You could just add him to the list in that case.
No, right. No, for sure.
But I did think it would have been a good move to get the trios belts on them. Like, that's what I was hoping for here, because if not now, when? If not the demand, then who? You know, like, what's the other heel trios team that's going to beat them? That gives
the other ones.
You said the Ops?
Yeah, they're heels, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're not here.
I know.
None of them are. There are no Ops.
Right. I was saying, what other heel team? I thought you meant like as in what other heel teams, but you meant literally on the night.
Well, I mean, yeah, but even in the near future, right? So I'm just saying, like, this would have been good for, at the very least, for GOA. So that now we got Ricochet has 2 belts and they have 1 belt. Just kind of, you know,
and
would have been nice.
It fit the character too.
And it could have, you know, to me, I thought it was a good thing, but maybe this wasn't the place to do it. But then why would they put this, you know, when are you going to do it? You'll run the match again? When would you do the match? I don't know.
Well, they technically spoiled it, but when they, you know, kind of said that Jack Perry was going to make that appearance with the knife during the Dynamite thing. So, I mean, you could have done MJF messing up the horsecock trio and losing the belt, but you don't want to waste an MJF run-in for that. And you're right. Probably, no, Jimmy, you're probably right. It could have been the opposite if Samoa Joe's injured. So he couldn't mess up the trio that beat them for the
Right.
belts to continue
True.
that kind of program if you wanted to do that. So the only logical thing, I hate to say, and I ain't saying that, I'm using that term loosely, that Tony Khan had to use was Jack Perry to mess up this match.
Makes sense. And it makes sense. Literally, it actually does for once. So I get it, but still.
Well, the important thing is that in an a la carte perspective, we got some entertainment to start the show.
Oh, for
and it was
sure.
a 6-man tag, no less. So
Yeah, oddly enough.
the Rascals are having a new shirt party, and it gets crashed by FTR, and they end up in an eliminator match.
It was a bit smoky too, man. God damn it. Do they ever stop smoking?
I don't think they do.
Fucking stoners.
FTR
Anywho.
does not like weed. That's what it is. They don't like the smell of weed. That's why we had an eliminator match. Made all the story sense in the world.
Against the weed, huh? God damn it.
Well, here's something I'm against. The next match is the Young Bucks versus the Swirl.
I hate that name, man. I really hate that. It really bothers me, but whatever.
It's funny because isn't Blake Christian already kind of technically a one-man swirl? And then
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. He's half black, half white, so he's a
So
swirl.
they're not a swirl. They're an Oreo. I'm just saying.
yeah, it's pretty much.
Oh yeah, you can say that. You can say that too.
Well, anyway,
That's
it's the usual crap with this. I'm not gonna waste much time on it.
There was usual crap, but I just wanted to say this. But to pander for the crowd and to get them more sympathy and empathy, we cannot forget the let's just say that the Easter egg of the family, the Young Bucks family in the front row, the father.
They've been
mother.
there. I think they were there last week too. Actually,
Well, they're in
Prof,
California. But they're in
Oh,
California.
true,
But
true,
but
true.
again, this is pandering. Again, these EVP, you could have had your family in the EVP suites, but you didn't do that. But now you want to put them in front row. They had no money. They were broke. I'm sorry. They were broke like weeks ago, and now they got the money to get their family front row seats. Give me a break.
You're right.
All they had to do was put the tie-dye back on, and the money flowed in.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
already
right.
neuralized though, Prof. I'm sorry.
I know.
That's it. You forget that ever happened.
So you mentioned House of Glory. Zilla
Yes.
Fatu and MJF had a match with him, and apparently Andrade interfered in this match. It didn't end up costing MJF anything, but it didn't make his presence felt. And then they had words backstage about who gets a title shot and who doesn't. Basically, Andrade saying, "Why are you giving this bum a title shot in some other
Yeah.
promotion? I want a title shot."
Right.
So, yeah.
That match
Speaking of
apparently was
title
really
shots.
good too. I want to watch it. I've seen it out there to watch. I just haven't seen it yet.
All right. You have fun with that. Because we got another title match right here, a CMLL title match.
Yeah.
With Claudio the Luchador versus Josh Alexander.
Is he a luchador too now?
Maybe. Maybe he'll get a mask too if he wins the belt. Spoiler alert, he doesn't win it, but Tony Khan did come out there to present the CMLL title as is tradition for I guess it's tradition for Mexican promoters.
CMLL?
Belt. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Funny I made it this far in my life without knowing that, but
right. True.
But
You're
anyway,
the vet for a reason.
Yeah, neutralizer. So, there you go. I don't expect anybody cares to add too much more to that, do they?
Nah.
Nah, we're good.
All right. Megan versus Becca. Remember Becca?
With a 3.
Yeah, with the 3. This is a standby match because the other matches went so quickly.
Wow.
And Becca looks like she was like her ring gear looked like she was got it from Fredericks of Hollywood. Like I was like, is she wearing a teddy right now? Like, what is this? Why?
Hey, the fans were behind her though. They were doing a "Let's Go Becca" chant.
Well, yeah. Well, when you have your whole ass out, you know, maybe the fans are gonna get behind you.
Exactly.
But she gets a mega bomb.
I'll just say this, Vet, just for a quick second, because you ever notice the pattern when it comes to Megan Bang, guys? Like she gets a title match, or maybe she gets that high profile match. You know, she comes up short. I don't know whether she loses or not, like she did, like with the Fatal 4-Way. And then Tony Khan just says, "You know what? Got to give her momentum back, pal. Let's give her a standby match. You give her that quick 3 minutes." So it's the same formula. If she never wins, you always know that the next week, either on Dynamite or Collision, she gets a standby match against a local jabroni. Did you ever notice that?
I do.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it has been like that with her, man. No doubt. You're
I
right.
do notice that. And I also noticed that you could do that with a lot of people, but instead they just disappear for some reason. And she doesn't have to. Wonder why.
It's mysterious. It's a mystery.
Lexi and Ciampa, blah, blah, blah. Sylvie, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? All right, next match. Pac, Yuta, and Moxley versus Mark Davis, Clone, and Takeshita. Now, of
What a
course,
match.
Yuta's got his knit hat on. Takeshita only went to take the hat off one time. They could have gone for it multiple times, and they really didn't work the hat enough in this match for my liking, which just goes to show you the levels here of difference between. I could guarantee you if Ricochet was in this match, he would have been working the whole match around that hat, trying to get it off, but we don't have any Ricochets here. All we have is a bunch of scrubs. So,
except for Clone, just give it to Clone. Clone's the best one in this match.
Good. He should have tried to go for that hat, but
he should have, and then started wearing it. But instead, we do get the Don Callis family winning via pinfall in one too many multi-man tag matches as we usually get right here on Collision.
Yep, and Moxley takes down Takeshita with his DDT.
Yeah, his paradigm shift DDT.
He should have done that during the match. They could have won. He waited till after.
Knocks to the head.
Yeah. All right. All right. Lexi is with the Babes of Wrath. They're going to defend all the belts. Next is Dark Julia. Versus Thunder Rosa.
Oof,
Thunder Rosa wins with the Thunder Bomb.
Yeah. Why?
Because
okay.
strong win, I guess.
Strong win.
Tekla comes out, and Statlander comes out, and that's it.
Hey, wait. Tekla called what's it called? Rosa, the dumbest bitch in the company. One of the dumbest bitches in the company, and I'll quote literally.
Yes, she did.
I mean, I couldn't argue that.
Could he?
She literally called it one of the dumbest bitches in those words in the whole company.
I'll just say this, Jimmy. I just hope that, if we see this future title match for Thunder Rosa comes to pass, it sounds like Revolution. You might get Thunder Rosa against Tekla. It might look like that.
Well, yeah, it is leading to that.
It's leading to that. But then, if Thunder Rosa comes up short and then she disappears for another 6 months, this is the thing I say. You build up to something, then if she loses or comes up short, I just don't want the same pattern for Thunder Rosa just to be off TV for another 6 months and then be like, where's Thunder Rosa? That's the problem I have. And then why Dark Julia? Why not Sky to eat the pin? That's my only that's my only hiccup on that one.
Why can't they get some solid wins even for the poor girls?
Well, they're in the tag team division, Jimmy. Remember that. So they'll get the wins against Becca and Viva Van, next week.
Right.
Well, speaking of tag team divisions, we got Private Party, the Castle Runners, the Bang Club, and random Anthony Bowens all hanging out.
Where's what's his name? Bowen's partner. Are we just gonna pretend that never happened? They're not even gonna become a team again?
Well, it was voted worst feud of the year, so they
I guess you're right, it was. But CMLL was also promotion of the year. So who
are we to argue?
Yeah, exactly.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot of money. I'm sorry, Vet. I'll just say they lost a lot of money in the Private Party segment. I remember maybe a year ago, it was dark. There was light, strobe lights, a lot of women. Now it became a little bit more testosterone and a card table. Where'd the money go for a Private Party? That's all I'm just saying. I'm sorry, Vet. Go ahead, continue.
They were gone too long, and that's.
They blew their cash on private parties. Yeah.
Clark and Gabe come out to the announce desk and threaten Orange Cassidy.
Oof.
Then we have the Rascals versus FTR. Let me give you another example of why the FTR is the greatest, and they should all be taken seriously, and everybody should study their matches. So Zach does the spot where he slaps Axe, the Axe so hard that Axe has to go take a knee over by the ropes. So what do you think he does the first? A quiz time, pop quiz, hot shot, Jimmy. What's the first thing that Axe, the Axe does after he sells a slap all the way down to his knees and gets back up and faces Zachary Wentz, who's polite enough to just wait for him and not actually press the advantage? What do you think he did?
We get a good old lockup, man, pretty much after that.
Yes. I will wrestle you harder.
Psychology.
Let's see if Jim Cornette reviews this. Let's see if he he's not going to review it because it's on Collisions. He doesn't care, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Prof, but best tag team in the world. What's the psychology behind that, man? Why is everyone guilty of doing this shit too?
Yeah, I didn't want
to see monkey do. Is that what's going on in AEW? I have no idea.
I wish I had the tape with me, Jimmy, but I remember I had it. I was watching it, with my notes here. I remember like Next Level Wrestling podcast reviews with Jimmy and Big Ray, and Vet said, and I quote, I'm air quoting. I know Vet's sick, but he used to say, guys, Ray, who I wanted to see in a dream match, MSK against FTR. Now Vet got his dream match that he's been asking for about 2 years. And yeah, you did. Yeah, I know you're sick, but you did say this stuff. And now we got the dream match that Vet's been asking for. And and again, I keep telling y'all, FTR cannot make chicken shit into chicken salad. They just adapt to it. They adapt to the shit.
Ricochet can. And I heard he's the worst wrestler out there and he sucks and everybody hates him. So
the fundamentals don't exist in this promotion. It just doesn't. Everyone's forgotten fundamentals in pro wrestling, in AEW particularly. It's weird.
My favorite part of this match actually was the part where Tony Schiavone mentioned that for Swerve's actions on Wednesday, he got $100,000 fine and he was suspended from this episode of Collision. That was my favorite part of this whole match.
So stupid, man, but cool. Whatever.
Yeah. But we already saw this finish earlier in the night, but if you go see it once, you might as well see it twice. The Young Bucks come out. They just wander out there. And they haven't even gotten dressed. They're still in their gear with their shirts off. They just come out. And then Cashin is distracted. And he goes after them like, hey, get out of here. Go take a shower or something. And then while he's doing that, Axon gets the Hot Fire Flame, which is the sorriest finisher ever in the history of wrestling. That's the one where Zach does the standing moonsault and then he just gets shoved over onto the other guy by Desmond. So they actually win and beat FTR in this eliminator match. So now they're owed a tag team title shot, but they're going to have to wait, I guess, because the Bucks get first dibs.
Yeah.
Here comes the Demand. They're coming back out. And then FTR is over there, and they're by the Family, which we talked about earlier. So conveniently placed and noted earlier. The hand was tipped a little bit there. And then they threw powder at the Dad, and it didn't hit him. It hit like the barricade, and the cloud like slowly floated up, and then he sold it.
Yeah,
and then
the mom after that.
Then they shoved the Bucks' mom down, but she didn't sell it. She just got back up and started yelling at him.
And she was
so we know where the Young Bucks learned to not sell.
And then they want to make us, Jimmy, believe that they had a balding brother that they just pulled out. You know why this is not
Malachi. Malachi.
Yeah, they do. That's legit brother, man. They've got like a fat brother too. I'm serious.
You know why they have Malachi? Because they did not want to use Brandon Cutler as a Jackson, because we would have said, that's not a Jackson, that's Brandon Cutler. So they had to get another wrestler and say he's Malachi Jackson.
Hey, they grew up together. I mean, since our kids.
Good.
So he's related.
Yeah, he's a backyard wrestler, but he's no Jackson. And then, of course, this is the funny thing because at the end, of course, FTR does the spike pile driver to Malachi Jackson. But for the Haminites, if you went on AEW's Facebook page, they showed you exclusive behind the scene footage of after Collision went off the air, guys. I kid you not, he was on the floor, he is supposed to not know how to wrestle. This is the only thing I have. And if people did not see this, I'm trying to give you a good picture about this. He's not supposed to wrestle. You got the trainers, you got the Bucks, crying, and of course FTR celebrating. Then when the cameras go out, they pick him up, and he walks off, and he gets a standing ovation. I'm like, if you want to give sympathy to the Bucks, get the stretcher, get a neck brace. No, Malachi Jackson is tough, my guy. He's one of the toughest Bucks. He could take a spike pile driver and give him about 5 minutes, and then he gets helped out. But he walks with his own power. You could have done better with a stretcher spot vet and a neck brace, so this way you can give extensive heat to FTR. But everything you just said about the salts that no sold and the shoving of the mother that no sold, even Malachi Jackson no sold a spike pile driver. What the hell are we doing?
It runs in the family.
It does.
It runs in the family. The younger Buck is what you could call him. I guess he just has a more youthful neck that was able to, withstand the compression levels. Or maybe FTR has just gotten worse at giving people spike pile drivers, because watching Tully and Arn do it on tape doesn't mean you could do it. Either way, we can all agree it sucked. But the best part was, again, when Jack Perry comes out to help, and here comes Ricochet flying in from the side to take him out with the spirit gun. That, once again, Ricochet, the MVP of the night.
And then pretty much we go off the air.
Pretty much.
Are the Rascals going to become your new tag champs in the future, guys?
Maybe. Sadly.
It's looking like it.
No, man. You want to see the dream match again. That's what you said this years ago. You said MSK against FTR. That was the letters you wanted to see going at it.
Yeah, I don't quite recall that, but I'll take your word for it, I guess. But we could still get that. I think Jimmy was just saying, are they ever going to put the belts on the Rascals in the future? I think that's more what he was getting at, and sadly, I think he probably will.
They need an injection in the only division, I guess.
A lethal dose of poison.
The only injection.
That's the injection they need.
They need an injection in the tag team division because it's been so stale, and then now you're trying to go back into the well with FTR and the Young Bucks, and it just I agree with you, Jimmy.
Private Party last week.
Yeah, but you're not going to do anything with them. I guess maybe Private Party and the Rascals could be a rivalry and a feud in the making, but again,
so we can
they want to go into that. They want to go into that well.
Yeah, they could fight over the card tables.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. They could be fighting in the bars in the clubs.
Did you notice when FTR went back there? They had all the snacks and shit on the table, and then they just started clearing a spot on the table as if they were just going to put the FTR through the table right there.
Yes.
I think that's what they were trying to get at. We can't put them through it if there's snacks on it. So let's part the snacks like Moses in the Red Sea and make room. Oh, love it. Love it. But at least there was Ricochet. That's all I could say. There was at least there was that.
What do you guys, before we go, what do you guys feel was the better show, Dynamite or Collision?
Dynamite.
Just.
Yeah, it probably was Dynamite this time.
Only because one too many.
Because they started being more like Collision.
Right. No, for real. No, you're right. I would say Dynamite barely, but both shows didn't impress me this week. And to be fair, once again, Professor.
To be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. The Collision has been the better watch the last few weeks for the most part until now, maybe the week before.
Maybe for Collision, Ricochet maybe saved Collision. That's what I'll say.
100%.
For what he did for the night. Yeah, he saved it. But, I think Dynamite was a better structure and a better story progression, if you will. And again, like I said, the Young Bucks, Malachi Jackson just ruined it for me. So everything after the no sell, the Bucks cannot sell. And it's a family thing. Like Vet said, it's a legacy. If you can't sell, then what makes me want to be invested? Stokely was right, though.
I'll never forget the match. I mean, I will forget when the match was, what the card was, but it was the match where it was like them versus the Lucha Brothers, and there was like ladders involved.
Oh, I think I remember this match.
Yeah, they gave him one of the, maybe it was Matt, they gave him like a Canadian Destroyer off a ladder onto another ladder. And I counted it. I stopwatched it. He was up in like a minute 40.
Wow.
Like after like a career-ending bump, that you would definitely sell. He was just back up climbing like nothing happened in a minute 40.
It's the power of Jesus that gives the Bucks all the strength they ever needed.
I don't know. Shawn Michaels sold.
Yeah, but he's full of shit. He's full of shit.
Oh,
at least the Bucks have always been good Christian boys, apparently, allegedly.
Christianity means strong necks, Jimmy. That's what it is. Christianity. You believe in the power of Christ, your neck will be strong. Can't go wrong.
100%, you can't go wrong. I'm telling you, man.
Everybody
believe in Christ.
He was upside down. That's for sure.
Well, fellas, I mean, we did the good old standard 2 hours. I guess we can take it home. I mean, is there anything else? Any final thoughts by either one of you guys?
Bed needs bed rest, Jimmy.
Yeah, I know that's true.
Bed rest.
And in saying that, I think it's time we say goodbye. So, Ven, I'm not even going to bother asking you what you're doing because I'm sure you're going to go to bed at this point. But Prof, tell them what you're up to, what you're doing, where they can find you, and all that stuff.
Well, the PWR is back, and we just dropped an episode this past weekend. We always are looking for new subscribers, and it was a what-if episode. What if Mr. Perfect had a run with the WWF title? And for next week, for the PWR show, we are introducing a new show idea, and it's called PWR The Year in Pro Wrestling. And I've picked 1987, guys, and we're going to review the whole year of 1987, where we talk about WrestleMania 3, Great American Bash, War Games. We're going to talk about the Crockett Cup. We're going to talk about AWA's financial troubles, but still has some great moments and all the big moments of 1987. So it's a new concept, so we'll see how it goes. But check us out and subscribe to the youtube.com/@Pro Wrestling Reflection with me and the Tommy Wonder.
Very nice indeed. As far as I go check out Insanity, which is your JCW Lunacy Review show with myself and Whoop Brandon, where we talk all things Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Wasn't the best show this past week, but go check it out. Still fun show to watch. The pacing is always great. Also, go check out the Smack Attack, more particularly this one, where it was me and RBV talking all things Smack It Down. And unfortunately, this week will be the last Smack Attack and the last I Like a Raw for now, I guess, for the incoming future. Now, me personally, I hate that, but it is what it is. But we'll be coming back with This Week in WWE. Can't get any more better name than that. So look out for that in the next couple of weeks with myself and RBV every Tuesdays at 3 p.m. So check that out in about 2 weeks' time. In saying that, I am Jimmy T. He is the best in the world, Jamie the Vet Williams, and he is the magnanimous and glorious, the Professor Chabelo Vera Cruz, and you've been listening and watching the
Wreckage.
Boy.
He choked up. Anyway, till next time, take care, peace out, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.